Hey, welcome to Horns Up. We are still at Control Alt Delete. Peter, you're having a good time here so far?
Yeah, man, the place looks great, and and very excited to see all the bands.
Yep, so as of course, now that he said that, you guys know that we are recording all of these interviews just before the beginning of day one, actually. So everything is still being set up, and this is the best time to actually get all these guys in to come in and talk with us. And this time around, we're talking to somebody who's, I think, going to be playing Bombay for the very first time.
Third time.
Yeah. Okay, bad.
We just spoke. We played at the same festival together. New Wave.
But New Wave was in fucking Bangalore.
New Wave. This New Wave.
This New Wave?
The last New Wave. Riot Peddlers played.
This one. Oh yeah, the one which was in Social.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck. Sorry. That for me, I thought that was the Amit Sehgal tribute. I got confused.
No.
Yeah. Anyways, so the guys who I've played gig already in Bombay.
Fourth time actually. Yeah, fourth. We played here 3 times.
Don't make me feel worse.
It's just getting worse.
This is my first time watching you guys live.
Yeah, this is This is the first time I'm talking to you guys properly as a unit. Okay, finally they are the guys from Diarchy, the duo from Diarchy. What's up?
Hey. No, it's going great.
Okay, introduce yourselves quickly.
So I'm Prakash. I play guitars and I sing.
I'm Gaurav, I'm on the drums and I write poems that Prakash converts into songs.
You guys sound like such nice boys.
I know, right? Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? And I mean, because I've met Prakash at least a couple of times in person before this and things like that. But when you hear their music, and sorry, I'm going to blow your trumpet or whatever you want to say, hype it up. But the new album, man, because that's what we're talking about, right? Split Fire. Let's just dive straight into it. So I still remember Anup, who now is your manager, doing the artwork for Here Lost We Lie and sending me the CD and stuff like that. And from what I've heard from the promo the couple of times, it's a huge jump sonically and just everything. So let's dive straight into it. Tell us about the album, man.
This album took a while to write because for the first album, like it is with a lot of bands, you already have songs ready, and then it's just a matter of recording them because you've played shows, you know how the songs go, the songs are cohesive, you're used to playing the songs. But with this album, he moved out of the city as well. He shifted to Hyderabad, and the writing process for us goes like I write the music first, mostly, and then we sit together. He has poems. He has like a book full of poems, and then we see which song fits what mood, and then we sit together, write the vocal parts, and that's how the song gets made.
So how long did this process take for album number 2?
So album number 2, we had 3 songs which we were playing live, but the remaining 6 songs, it took us close to a year, I think, to finish, year and a half, writing wise.
How many WhatsApp messages did it take?
How many recordings? Scratch recordings. So I don't use a proper recording interface. I just record and I send it to him. So yeah, lots of.
We've moved away from like the Guitar Pro recording.
Yeah, I know.
If it were for WhatsApp messages, the album will never get written because Prakash is the laziest guy I've seen in terms of responding to WhatsApp messages. But the question that you asked about how the sound has changed from the first album to the second album we know what mistakes not to make, right? And 2, Prakash got very hands-on in recording his guitars. First one, we left it completely on the producer and the recording engineer. This time, Prakash also had, I don't know why is he being humble talking about it, but he had lot of inputs. How many layers, you call them layers, right? How to layer the guitars, which guitar to use, which amps to use, etc. This time, he was much more aware, educated, and that started showing in the sound as well.
Okay, so since you brought that up, can you try and describe to me what you were trying to achieve before doing all of this? Like, what was that vision, or both sonically as well as visually, in your head of what Diarchy needs to sound like?
Yeah, I think you've put me in a spot here. But at the end of the day, a good recording is what sounds the closest to what you have in your head. So with this album, also we became better musicians, period.
What did you have in your head?
Yeah, I'm getting to that. With this, I had a few layers in mind, so it's not just one guitar, just playing just a single guitar track over a bass and drums. So it's not just that. So I had a few layers, especially for a few songs in mind, because emotively, melodically, it made more sense if we had more layers put in. So that's what we tried to do. So that means different tones, even different guitars, whatever suits best. Does that answer your question? Or
And for the first album, I heard it a lot, and I don't know whether it was meant as a compliment or whatever, the opposite of compliment. First album I heard a lot about is that it sounded exactly like how we sound live. So this time around, I think the effort was to make it not sound like how we sound live, make it a little well-produced album sort of a sound. So that's also where a lot of effort went in, a lot of thought process. So like you asked, what was that one thing where we started that? That's the thought where it started, when we started recording. Songs got created in the room, in the jam room, or while we were in our different cities. But in the studio, they have to start sounding different. Otherwise, why would you buy a CD? You will just come to a show or not.
But also, not everybody gets to see bands live. So if you're trying to reach people outside the country, especially, it makes more sense, at least for us, that you have the best product out there and not just what you can replicate live, because you can always work on what you can replicate live or not. But if you have recorded material, then that means that's it. So now we can work on how we can sound very close to the songs live.
All right, that's a very, very, very mature thought process. I must say, this is the first time I've heard an Indian band, while we are doing this podcast, actually say that. Okay, so that's full props to you. But leading from that, there arises a question. At the moment, then, after having done the album and now getting back to live, do you guys enjoy the studio process a lot more? And I'm not comparing it to the live thing, but because now you've done or realized the kind of vision, have you begun to enjoy the joys of just producing music and the production process in it itself?
No, I would say live is 1,000 times better. Studio is tedious, and also it's interesting in a way where you're also working on how you can make the sound best, and you have your time, so you have the luxury of time. But live, man, it's just, you would know as well. So live is just a different ball game altogether. Live is infinitely more fun.
You have tattoos, right?
Yeah.
You know the joy of getting a new tattoo.
Yeah, that's
and the
primarily
pre-work,
the reason.
and the pre-work that goes behind getting a tattoo. And after you had one tattoo, you start enjoying that pain of having a tattoo, and then probably you go back to the tattoo studio to get more tattoos.
Yes.
And then, so one is the joy of getting a tattoo, starting to enjoy the pain, and then get more tattoos on yourself. And two, getting to show off your tattoos. So on the stage, we'll continue to show off our tattoos. While we'll keep going back to the tattoo studio to get more tattoos.
Awesome. And I actually like that analogy. While I have you on this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from my limited time I've had with the album so far, this is far more angrier. And I'm primarily looking at you, since you said you had the poems and stuff like that. But just run me through it, because of course there's going to be a lot of leading ways I can ask this, but just tell me what the hell was going on in your mind while working on that poetry.
So I have love songs as well. I have lot of songs about sex. I have lot of songs about childhood, mom, dad, school. But inspiration comes from what Prakash writes. That's what makes us Diarchy. His mood while creating a song is mostly melancholy. If I have to talk about default settings, right?
Yeah.
Iska default setting sad hai. Not sad in terms of the bad sad, but that moody, sad, melancholy, if that's the word.
Introspective.
Thoda sa meditative.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I try to pick up what can fit that mood, and two, definitely what I want to tell you as an artist. Because if I give you a lecture or a speech, you will not listen to me. But if I tell you the same lecture, put it in a melody, and tell you it in the form of a song, you'll at least wait for 2 minutes and listen to it for the sake of the melody that's woven around what I'm trying to say. Like while we were kids, 12 का table आसानी से याद नहीं होता था, but the moment mom put some melody around 12 का table, so yeah, message is getting conveyed through his melodies that primarily he creates, and what message goes to you is what we decide together.
Okay.
And so the book of poems is not entirely in Diarchy. It's only the angrier elements that we want to talk about what's happening around us, that all the bands do. But this is the Diarchy part. That's what I hope that made sense.
Also, I think emotion-wise, this is a lot more emotional to us, and I hope it comes out, and it looks like it has. So thank you for that. But yeah, I think this album has a lot more range of emotions as well than compared to the last one, because last was a bit more raw, I think.
I think that's also because the first time around you're just basically new to all of this, so there's so much of excitement of just being able to do it.
Yeah,
right?
True, yeah.
But now this time around, as you all have already done, you've taken a bit of a backseat, taken your time with it, and actually used that entire process to create something that befits your artistic vision.
Yeah, agree, yeah. And also what's going on around us, we weren't that conscious socially, politically. Now we are. That's got to do with us growing up and also what's happening around us. So that plays a part as well.
How much of the fact that now both of you are in two different cities, how much of that has translated into this album?
A bit. Obviously, time-wise, it has been detrimental. We should have completed this earlier, but that's fine. It has taken its sweet time. Writing-wise, it's a little more challenging because we are also a jam room band. As much as I come up with material and then I go with him, we're also a jam room band. So he has some a drum pattern in his mind, and then we just jam it out and we write riffs together like that. But with this album, that hasn't happened. So maybe more introspection, like you alluded to as well. So we've had time to think about the riffs which we have written and work on them, make them better if we can.
Do you think it's brought you guys closer?
Yeah, man, I love him. Yeah.
You know how they say, distance makes the hearts warm.
Yeah.
If you quote distances make heart grow fonder, I can quote out of sight, out of mind.
Is that what you say to Prakash when he doesn't answer your WhatsApp message?
Yeah, I call him, he doesn't answer. WhatsApp messages, he doesn't answer. Probably I'm just at some mercy of some divine intervention. जब इसका mood आएगा तब उठेगा, भाई जैसा, okay, now let me see who's waiting for my response, me responding and all. But yeah, two city thing, I think we got split before Jammu Kashmir got split. Sorry. Yeah, it's not relevant, but the split part of the album, the split part is more about we getting split into two cities than anything else.
Okay.
And the writing process, how it has impacted is, even though he might have his, like he said, that it has made it a lot more tougher, I find it a lot more simpler, and I don't have to sit on my drum.
I was actually thinking that it
मेरे लिए आसान है.
it makes a lot of things easier because
it's easier
you're not wobbling over
because I don't have to look at him for 24 hours to give me a material for 2 minutes. ये अपना homework करके आएगा jam room में. He'll show me, Gaurav, starting, end, bridge, intro, outro. This is the melody section where you put in your poem. Okay, sorted. पहले we used to sit together very close by also. So he'll come over on a given Sunday. He'll be there all day. कुछ करता रहेगा. At the end of the day, nothing done. And I'll be like, my Sunday is also gone. Abhi pata hai, when he'll come to Hyderabad on a Sunday, we know that we'll accomplish because he's already done his homework. I know I'm pulling his leg a little more than required, but
no, but
this hurts me. I had no idea that this was how he was feeling. We used to jam 3-4 days a week at times because we really wanted to get better. So yeah, man, I had no idea that I was bothering him so much.
content there.
But yeah, so you see the contradiction. So I have a process, and then so he prefers to be at the end of the process after I've written things. Good to know.
No, but for me as a non-musician, right, this seems like a way more productive way kind of working. Like he says, content, right?
But the onus is on me to be productive. So yeah, more effort, more strain.
Right.
Wait, I want both of you to just close into the mic and try and answer this in the first thing that comes to your mind without letting the other person answer first.
Okay.
It's not fastest finger first, but yeah, whatever. Both of you at the same time, use one word to define Diarchy.
Angst now. I don't want to sound punk, but yeah, it's angst. It's emotion, I guess.
You didn't do it, so
Tell us, come on.
See, for a guy who is supposed to be a poet and who describes himself as a
He's
poet,
still thinking about it.
I don't know the answer. I really don't know the answer. One word is too less.
Right. While you're still thinking about it, let's play a song from the album. Go on. Which song do you want our listeners to hear? For some people who might be hearing your band for the first time, and tell us why this song.
maybe the first track from the album. It's straight up. It's the closest stoner rock song or desert rock song we have on the album. So yeah, from the upcoming album is what he said. So it's called Kamal Hassan.
All right. So here's Kamal Hassan from Split Fire, the upcoming album from Diarchy.
All right, so that was Kamal Hassan. Any
Kamal
particular
Hassan.
reason why it's not Kamal Hassan?
It is Kamal Hossain.
Yeah, but
So the chorus of the song goes, okay, I don't know German at all, so
The riff is the chorus. There is no chorus.
there is a chorus. I scream the word basically. Yeah, our choruses are we scream. It's called Hossain Scheiser or Scheiser.
Hossenscheiser. It's not a chorus unless you repeat it so many times. He yells, he screams that word once in the entire song and he's calling it chorus. Riff is the chorus. So, Kamal Hossain. Okay, can I? There's a German word, Hossenscheiser. Hossenscheiser is the one who poops in his pants. And Kamal is the Chunav chin of one of the important
now
parties.
all of us got it.
So, Kamal. And Hossain means pants.
Okay.
So Kamal Hossain would translate to lotus,
Lotus
pants, which translates to the khaki half pants.
Of course.
Yeah. No more elaboration.
No more elaboration required at all.
We're anti-nationals.
Yeah, he's wearing a T-shirt which is branded Anti-National National Club.
And if you didn't realize it, we already had a Pakistani band not too long ago.
All right. Okay. So, what I want to understand is, after having listened to this album, which we thankfully you guys sent us a preview copy, there's a lot. I would say it's what 70% music to 30% lyrics, or that kind of an approach, right? While writing an album, okay, do you guys start off with some sort of working sheet कि इतना melody होना चाहिए, इतना music होना चाहिए, and इतना vocals के साथ songs होना चाहिए? Anything of that sort decided?
No, we're not. We don't have that much decorum, dude. We just write music, and also we're not a very album band. So
Which is very weird,
yeah,
you
so-
saying that, because this sounds like an album. It
So
doesn't
that's-
sound like a collection of songs.
because it comes from a very similar place emotionally. So it's not like we've written songs over 5 years. So it's mostly within a 2-year span. And emotionally it connects. And I think I have a fairly good limiter within myself subconsciously. So I don't write a lot of instrumentals. At least I don't finish complete writing instrumentals. So yeah. And plus I'm not a vocalist in the true sense. So it's not something which I enjoy a lot. It goes well with the music which we make, and it supports the music. So that's why I sing. And we approach song creation from a very musical perspective, and then what he writes, that supports it. So yeah, if we feel like we don't need to put vocals on a song, we don't.
Okay. Now, this is something which is related to the song we just played. You said that's the most stoner song on the album, right?
Yeah.
And someone who's heard Here Lost We Lie multiple times, and that was like unanimously categorized as a stoner album. This seems like a shift in there. Was that like something that naturally happened? How I'm very curious to know how that shift happened in sound.
But to begin with, would you guys define yourselves or describe yourselves as stoner rock?
I don't think so. We don't try to label ourselves. That's a cliche as well, I know. But yeah, we're just a riff-based band, and whatever label people can think of or whatever people associate us with, we're fine. But we're not a stoner rock band per se. But we are also not a stoner rock, not a stoner rock band. So yeah.
So some of our favorite bands happen to be stoner bands as of now, because the first song that we wrote together for Here Lost We Lie, Bulldoper.
Yeah.
After we presented that song among friends and colleagues, they gave us references of other bands that it sounds like or fall into that category. That's how at least I started exploring that category of desert rock, stoner rock, psychedelic rock. तब मुझे पता चला ये genre होता है.
Alright.
So उससे पहले तो पता नहीं था. अभी पता है. So for the second album also, just like first album, we just made songs. Probably you've already heard of it, then heard the album. There'll be people who might find it more of a heavy rock and roll than stoner this time. But overall categorization, if I were to say, I would still call us heavy rock and roll than stoner or anything else. I like categorization, like Prakash said. No, we don't put tags on ourselves. I want a tag for myself. I'd like to be heavy rock and roller.
And I think primarily it becomes easier, right? I mean, all the reviews you just kind of put it, and now it's SEO friendly or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, they just genres, sub-genres popping up like all the time, so it's difficult. But yeah, he thinks it differently. He thinks about it as rock and roll, but I don't see us having any role at all. So I don't know, melodic, heavy rock, I guess.
What was that thing we had come up with? Post melodic, heavy, something. We had come up with our own.
This post everything.
You had post to everything. Okay. What happens next? What's the next plan for Diarchy now? This album, of course, will come out. It'll get released. You guys will play a bit more shows. What's the next step?
With this album, we've also begun our engagement with Unheard, which is a label, and Anoop as well is more involved now. So yeah, man, excited overall because we will be playing a lot more shows than we ever have. We have some plans. We'll be playing mini tours of such and tour a lot, sell a lot hopefully, and that's it, I guess. And also write new music. Use all of that to write new music. I've already started writing music. He has already started writing songs as well. So hopefully we use this as a push and write better songs. At least, yeah. Become better musicians as well.
I thought we were done with all the angst bit. Jokingly, I told Prakash, next album we are going to write love songs, only love songs. All the angst is gone. We have Modi for next 5 years anyway. Abhi kitna gussa kar lenge? What worse can he do? But this was 6 months back.
Don't say that, man, because sometimes you ask questions and the universe wills it to happen.
Wahi ho gaya. December onwards, bro, no more love songs. We have to be back at it. Abhi wahi rahega.
Yeah, man.
As in, talking about the subject that we are still going to explore. No more exploration of new such subjects. We'll stick to it.
Right.
Lyrically speaking,
yeah. When I get the mic, I get to talk about lyrically speaking only.
Right. Now I have to ask, and I don't know how I didn't bring this up earlier, but I'm looking at your album art for, now I'm going to call it Spliff Fire. Sorry, but Split Fire. Who's the crow, man? Tell me about it. Is this like your Eddie or your...
That's an eagle, first of all.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
And that is my face. At least that's how Anoop sees me at. Some predatory bird. I don't know how he looks at me. But yeah, that's supposed to be me. And it's a little... I'm sure Anoop can explain it a lot better. But how I look at it as, it is a little deranged. So it's not as polished as it was on the first album art. So it also somehow shows the change internally which has happened within us, and the eagle's face is a little less defined now, a little more unruly, deranged like I said, and angrier, more angst.
You put those two birds next to each other. This one in the Splitfire cover and Halos We Like cover. The slimmer, the smarter looking one is Prakash, and this one is again Prakash. You put that Prakash and this Prakash together, you'll see that's like a kid just entering his classroom all starry-eyed. At least I get that feeling. And this one, you just look, phatli beta, matlab fatke haath mein aa gaya. He's like totally taken aback or something. Ye kya ho gaya mere saath?
So if he's an eagle, which bird are you?
I'm the other eagle. So
the unseen eagle.
Yeah. So the way Anoop tells us is that the other bird is yet to be. It's on the sleeve. It will be on the back side. So we are split in every sense.
So there is no band photo there.
Okay, there is a band photo, but then we also crop that. I don't want to be seen with. No, but yeah, we do have a band photo.
All right. Diarchy, do you ever see yourself in the future? Is that option even open to make it a triarchy?
Nah.
Or a quadriarchy?
I think it's too late.
Or a pentarchy?
No. So we did think it over very, very thoroughly. That should we name it like this? Because you can't call yourself Diarchy, or maybe you can. Apurv has Cowboy and Sailor Man, and then it's only one. There's no. Yeah. Or only Sailor Man, no Cowboy.
Hi, shout out to Apurv. Shout out to Apurv. Yes, he is.
Who's the cowboy?
We don't know if he's a cowboy or a sailor. I guess it depends on his mood.
But no plans. We might feature people live and also on the album, but it will stay Diarchy. It will stay as a two-piece band. Yeah, fuck the bass player. Sorry.
If you ever need one, I don't know, because I don't know, maybe something happened to your processor and surprisingly there's no bass EQ coming out from it or something of that sort. You know where to find one.
Nah, man. Yeah,
In
I'll take
Bombay.
I'll take you up. I'll take you up on that.
Alright, man. So this is this part of the interview that we get you to plug your stuff. So how do people reach out to you? How do they get Splitfire? For yourself, basically.
So it's /Diarchy Band on most of the platforms. Facebook.com/Diarchy Band, Instagram /Diarchy Band, Twitter /Diarchy Band, and Bandcamp also, I guess, Diarchy Band. That's how you can find. Website is also diarchyband.com. Email is all mail@diarchyband.com. But yeah, hey, what? Why are you laughing?
You guys are social media friendly, so yeah.
As in, we're being managed really well, so I'll give the credit where it's due. We're being managed really well. पहले तो मैंने सोचा नहीं था ऐसा. It was Diarchy Duo at one place. YouTube में कुछ और था. कहीं पर तो Diarchy का भी नाम नहीं था. I played drums and guitar, something like that. Trying to impress myself only when he was not even in the scene. कुछ तो और उसी को that address only I use for Diarchy. हाँ, कब तक होगा? Probably 6 months. Maximum 2 weeks, but it just went on. So now we have much better managed. Yeah, so to answer your question, /Diarchy Band on most of the platforms.
Thank you guys for doing this with us. I know we've kept you pretty long. So I hope you guys are able to do whatever you want to do in the future. Thank you so much. Horns up.
Thank you. Thanks, man. It was a lot of fun.
Horns up, guys.
Horns up.